Roger. Ready to move out.
Hey, and welcome to iHeart Intellectual Radio, the Chronicles of Rohn. I am your host, Alan J. Campbell, aka the Batman. Hey, I'm gonna do something relatively quickly. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it, but I just got word, and I want y'all to listen to me carefully. I just got word that there is some cat imposter, some dude out there who is trying to rob me up, take my brand. Okay, when I say take my brand, listen, there is only one Batman. There is only one. So to that cat that's out there that's running got his podcast going and trying to do my thing, listen here, partner, you cannot do what I do because only I know what I do. And I do what I do. I don't bite my tongue. I don't sugarcoat nothing. So, as they say, if people want to copy off of you, that means you must be doing something right. But hey, there is only one Batman. Make no mistake about that. I was like, what? Yes. But you know what? To a certain degree, I'm full of happiness and full of joy that someone has decided to emulate. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Key word. And for some of you slow people in the room, emulate. It's a huge word. Some of y'all heads might have already exploded. But for the people on the short bus, emulate, that means to to copy. That's what it means. Copy. And see, there's only there's a copy and then there's the original. And I am the original Batman. Make no mistake about that. Now, moving on to something a little bit more food for thought. Tonight, I'm going to jump right in. I'm not going to address anything going on in the city of Chicago right now. I'm going to jump into this one topic right now. And the title of the show is called Colors. Colors. Now, earlier about a week ago, maybe a few days ago, the president made a comment and referencing some things. Now, a lot of people said that this was what he said was racist. Now, what he said, and people, we have to fully understand what was said, and we have to listen to the entire the entire context, the entire content, and the context that it was put in. Now, I'm going to say this. When a person makes a comment, for example, if someone tells me, hey, go back to where you came from, that's not necessarily a racist statement. They're just telling you go back to where you came from. I'm an American citizen. Okay. But where I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I grew up in Roseland. So if somebody tells me, hey, go back where you came from, I take it as, hey, go back to Roseland. Now, what was said, what Trump said to these women, not to these women, but these particular, and these are Democratic, these are the new school. This is the new school women. These are the new school women who are these so-called circus clown legislators. And they made and the comment was made. They were beating up on the president, as most people are doing with this particular president. And this is as far back as I can remember. This guy's the only. He's as far back as my memory can take me, is the only president that I know that everyone is just completely taking all types of shots, but at the same time they're saying things that has already been put out there. They've already said these things. He's just bringing things to light and just telling it like it is, and it's a lot of people's boo-boos are hurt. Okay, guess what? Get over it. the comment that was said, they were talking about the president and his stand on immigration. Now, make no mistake, we're not going to get it. We're not going to talk about immigration, but he made the comment concerning immigration. And these women made their, and they got up on their soapbox and they began to beat up on it. So the president said, this is what he said. If you don't like it, go back to, if you don't like the way I do things, go back to where you came from. Go back to your crime-ridden communities and fix those problems. That is the entire content of what was said. No point in time did he identify any individual as far as ethnicity or country. He said, go back to where you came from, to those crime-ridden, infested communities that you came from. It's not a racist statement. And here's the thing, people. It's not racist if it's true. That's like saying, if people, I say this jokingly, that's like saying that majority of black people have large noses and big lips. It's not racist. It's true. It's not racist if it's true. That's the basis of it. That's the basis of it. You have to, and then you have to understand the term racist. Okay. Now I'm gonna blow your mind with this one. There's a guy right now in Sweden, 10K or two dozen or whatever his name is over there. This is a guy that went over in Sweden and he got into an altercation with some Pavarottis and he commenced to whooping their ass. He was arrested and now he's sitting in a Swedish prison right now awaiting arraignment. Now, nobody, see, this is something that the media is not going to bring up because it's a distraction. It's a distraction. Several people have called on the president, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Sean Puffy Combs, and a few to mention. Those are the mentionable. Those are the ones that that have really come out, and they have gone to. And the first lady has also employed the president to intervene in this guy's situation. Now, this guy is black. He's black. So help me understand something. How could he be racist if he's helping black people? Wait a minute. This is something else that the media is not going to bring out. Donald Trump, the president, has assisted in several situations concerning people of color. Black people. Has assisted. There was a woman in Georgia that was sentenced to life imprisonment for just being an associate of a drug dealer. She got a life sentence, but the drug dealer got 40 years. The drug dealer got 40 years and she got a life sentence. Where's the fairness in sentencing? Exactly. But the first lady, Kim Kardashian, and a few others went to the president, sat down with him and explained to him there has to be some type of prison reform, justice reform. This woman, this is an extenuating circumstances. She wasn't selling dope. She just knew the guy. They were boyfriend and they were a couple. And they say, well, she's guilty by association. We have to, and I get that, but we have to. But if we're going to change things, we have to look at the circumstances. Those are mitigating circumstances. She just was his significant other. But all you people out there that want to say that the man is racist, but he's helping black people. Not only did he get this woman out of prison, but he commuted her sentence. commuted her sentence, and she's in line for a pardon. This is a black woman. Trump had a conversation over the weekend with the Prime Minister of Sweden concerning this young man. From all indications, the two leaders of the two country leaders, they said that they had a very productive meeting. Very productive meeting. Trump said he would even sign off. He would vouch for, his words were, he would vouch for the man. Means that he guarantees that this dude, if they get him out, he comes home, he will show up for his court hearing. But you want to say this man is racist. Make no mistake, a true racist is not going to invite you over for dinner on a Sunday afternoon after church, after he just got through praising the Lord and passing out bullets. He's not going to do that. He isn't. But going back to now, let me swing back around to this now. Let me go back to this part about the 4 women. Now, these 4 women have claimed that Donald Trump has made racist statements. And then even when Trump is out, he's right now, he's on the campaign trail and he's going to different locations and they're yelling, "Send her back, send her back." Okay. The fortunate part is that some of these people have misconstrued the term, what he said, and they're not talking about the full contents of what he said. He never mentioned any of these individuals by race or country. He never said that. And so now the media has taken this and turned it into a complete shit show and saying, "Oh, well, this is a racist statement and he's inciting racism against people of color." Wait, we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna talk really about that term, people of color. Let's make it clear right here, right now. These women are these 4 individuals, and I'm going to give you the names of the women that are raising all this hell. Rashida Tlaib, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and Ayanna Pressley. These are not women of color. They are not. It's only one black woman in the whole group. They're not, when the other 3 are not women of color. And there's only 3 of them who are United States citizens. One of them is from Somalia, which is a war-torn, poverty-stricken country. They don't even have a stable government in Somalia. And for those who don't know what Somalia is on the eastern the eastern tip of Africa. Or I should say, it's in the southeast portion of Africa, the southeast portion. For those that are directionally challenged, Google it. I'm pretty much sure you can do that. But these 4 women have made this outcry that this was a racist statement. Make no mistake, people. The Democrats have been creating racism, have created a racist environment from its inception. Remember now, the Democrats were the ones who wanted to keep slavery going. Hence the term the Southern Democrats. They are the ones who keep this nonsense going, to keep this madness going. And unfortunately, it's a lot of us as black people, we just fail to see this as a sidecar that we keep jumping in. And the Democrat keeps pulling the pin out of that sidecar and sending us in a different direction while they ride off into the sunset with everything. Now, women of color, make no mistake, when they're referencing, when the term people and when the term person of color first came out, this is the label that they put on black people, because they kept saying black, Negro, nigger. Oh, that's just insensitive. It's racist. So what we're going to do is that we're going to say a person of color. This was directed solely at black people, not brown people. And by the way, brown people are not actually brown. Let's clarify that. They want to say the white, the brown, and the black. No, there's only white and black because of Hispanic or Mexican. They're Puerto Rican. They're closer to white than I am. Make no mistake about that. These jokers will get the jobs, they'll get the money, they'll get the loan, they'll get the house, they'll get the car before I will. And I, being a college graduate with a degree, help me, reach. Let's do the math here. I would be considered, if I'm stopped or if I'm a subject of an investigation, I would be considered a person of color. Person of color. Now, when they reference if you're paying attention to the news and they're referencing these women, in fact, this was really funny, and you look this up. I kid you not. An Illinois Republican Party organization created it's like a movie poster. I kid you not. They created a poster of these four women, and they're called, the title of the title on the poster was called the Jihad Squad. I kid you not. I can't make this up. I'm not that clever. Called the Jihad Squad. Jihad spelled Jihad. Jihad. Okay, and that's a Muslim term. Some Muslim term. But they put all four of these women on the poster, toting guns and just looking crazy. But it's funny to me because that's exactly how they're carrying on. That's exactly how they're carrying on. Now, over the weekend, Danny Davis, this jackass, he held a press conference to condemning the president and what he said. And in the background, standing behind this clown, whose congressional district is part of downtown and the west side of Chicago, which still looks like a bombed out community from 1968. The west side has never recuperated since the killing of Dr. Martin Luther King, April 4th, 1968. There are buildings that were burned out then that are vacant lots now. But this is your congressional leader, though, Danny Jackass Davis. He's a Congress, and remember now, he's been a congressman for almost 20 years. Ask yourself this question: what have you done for me lately? Ask yourself that question. So he's having this press conference, and he's in a room full of black women. And black women, you all have to understand, you got to wake up that this particular atmosphere, this women of color, this Me Too, You Too, R2D2 BS. This is just the other women using you as a springboard, a stepping stone, a footstool to advance themselves. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing. I guarantee you that if black women and black men came together and stood together like they did from 1923 up until 1965, we would be a force that would be reckoned with. You can't, when you have two strong people, a strong black man and a strong black woman, and they're working together, you cannot divide them. The only way that you divide them is that something else is added into the mix. And when America deemed black women as minority, that was all they need. And then it didn't help as Oprah Winfrey came along with her bullshit about and telling women, hey, you do this and you do that. But it was basically geared toward white women and pushing you to the back of the bus once again. This is the same thing that is happening here. These women are using the system to elevate themselves over you, to catapult over you, to springboard over you, to use you as the constant footrest. Danny Davis got up there and said that what the president said is appalling, and that we have to that we all have to stand together. These women have to stand together. These black women, these white women, these Asian women, these Hispanic women. You fool! Do you even have any idea what you're saying? You have just once again. This is us chasing the wrong damn dog. These people don't care no more about us than the man in the moon. We have to understand where the color is, where the line is. It's more of us than it is of them. It's more of us than it is of them. A Hispanic couple, you take a Hispanic man and a Hispanic woman, they're going to stay together. It's nothing in the world that could divide them. Nothing in the world. He could be an alcoholic. He could be beating her ass. He could have another woman on the side. But what's going to happen at the end of that day? He's coming home. She's going to have his beers, or aka cervezas. She's going to have his water going. She's going to have his food cooked. She's going to make it right, because she is not going to mess up that check coming through that door. She's not going to do it. Same thing with white women. They're not going to do it. But unfortunately, there's some of our women that listen to the wrong. They are listening to the wrong people and saying and getting bad advice about what you should be doing. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Okay. You see how well has that been working out for you? These 4 women, I should say, I'm sorry. These 4 women are freshmen, are freshmen, congresswomen. They don't know how the game really works. They don't understand. And when you go toe to toe with the president, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And what the Democrats are doing with their foolishness, they are ensuring a second term for Trump. All they're doing is laying the groundwork for this dude to come in and get another term. That's all they're doing. This is just smoke and mirrors hiding real issues of what's going on behind the scenes. When we reference color, we're the only ones that are outside of the box. We're the only ones. And we're the only ones outside the box because the people who are supposed to help who are supposed to create that path or help us circumvent certain avenues are not helping us. Are not helping us one iota. Not one single bit. I wasn't so much as shocked as listening to Danny Davis talk like a fool, like the fool that he is. And the same, it no longer surprises me or shocks me. As a black congressional member or leader, your job is to help your people. You see how the Hispanics come together and help their people. You see how whites come together and help their people. We're the only ones on the hill that don't help each other, because we're too busy listening to white people or listening to the Hispanics talk about their problems or talk about their plights and problems. That's an issue for me. It's an absolute issue. You know, my stance, if I'm a politician, or if I ever decide to run for political office, it's not about going against the grain. It's about looking at things, looking at everything, looking at it for what it really is, looking at it in the reality of what it is. Absolutely, yes. There are a few there. Yes, I'm going. It would be to where, hey, what are we doing for the black community? What are we doing? How come we can't have more for this particular community? How come we can't have more for that community? How come we can't? Where are we at with this reparation? Where are we at? See, there are things that there's a, like I said before, there is enough of us to get things done. We're just chasing the wrong dog. Some of us are the kind of individuals to where we'll go in, we'll rob a bank, get away with the money, but you know what we'll do? We'll make a turn. We'll make a right turn on red. We'll make a right turn at the corner that says no turn on red and get pulled over. That's the kind of thinking that we're in right now. And I say that because of where we are with our congressional leaders. The fact that they're taking what the president said and using it as a rallying cry for racism is wrong. It's not a racist. It's what he said was not racist. He said he did not point fingers. He said if they don't like it, they can go back to where they came from. Then he ramped it up. Well, if you don't like America, go back to where you came from. No different. The United States have been telling black people since we got here, go back to Africa. They've said that. Go back to Africa. If nobody ever said go back to where you came from, they point blank say go back to Africa. Now, that's a racist statement. But nobody, nobody is raising hell about that. There's no brouhaha about that. It only becomes a problem when people see this as a opportunity to push their agenda. To push their agenda. We have to fully understand that when they're referencing women of color, make no mistake, the only person who actually qualifies for that terminology, person of color, or when they say women of color, is a black woman, because she is a woman of color. She is a woman of color. And and when you do that, that's a separation. That's a separation of entities from this group of people to this group of people. And what we need to think about is that, okay, well, since you want to completely separate ourselves from everything, the worst thing that happened for black people was integration. Because once integration happened, we lost our identity. Then once they realized that we lost it, once they took our identity, let me rephrase that. They took our identity once they did integration. Then once they took it, then we lost it, and we've never regained it. We've never regained that. But we're going to take us a little break here on iHeart Intellectual Radio, the Chronicles of Rohn. The first half of this show was brought to you by Nubian Beauty of Hair. Check out their website at luxuryhairdirect.com/Nubian4. Remember, put the dot on the end of that 4. Hey, we'll be right back here on iHeart Intellectual Radio, Chronicles of Rohn.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
These niggas think it ain't crazy out here. Now bounce. Y'all gotta pardon me tonight. I feel like a superhero up in here. When the spirit gotta hit him like new shit. They call me Batman, cause the black mask is on my face. Gun up on my waist, booted and suited in them black case. I'm looking for some hood rats that I take to the back cave. Y'all lame like blank man, while I'm steady serving them like pistol on my utility belt. Like, yeah, I keep my identity to myself. Like, you don't want me to grab that thing from the shelf. Like, I call him Robin, cause that's my only help, right? Okay. Girls hit my bat signal when they know that I'm coming. I say I ain't here for nothing, now give me that cat woman. As soon as we started stomach pumping, somebody had started thumping. She jumped up and caught her breath like, did you hear something? As soon as I get near to y'all, you want me to get into y'all. I ain't trying to tease them, play with your mind like the Riddler. Girl, I'm really feeling ya, but you're acting two-faced. Her body smell fresh, but her breath needs some toothpaste. Nah, I ain't even gonna play with her, I'm gonna give it to her all the way straight. Wait, she said quit playing.
Hey, and welcome to iHeart Intellectual Radio, the Chronicles of Ron. I am your host, Alan J. Campbell, aka the True Batman. Hey, you know what? I almost forgot that. Hey, if you got a comment or you want to join in this conversation, give me a call here at the station at 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. We are talking about colors. This is what we are getting into. The other thing, and it just came back to memory during the break, and referencing and people referencing the president being racist. See, they're not, and they're trying to listen, people. These, and I might get in trouble for this, but you all know me. I'm unfiltered. But these MFers want to continue to distract you from the real thing, from what's actually going on. Shortly after Donald Trump took office back in what was that, 17? This is 1970, 17. Back in, so he wasn't in office 4 or 5 months, and this basketball player named Lonzo Ball, him and a couple of the couple other players. At this time, he was playing. This young man was playing for UCLA. UCLA They went to China to play another. They went to China to play another team. So while they were there, Lonzo Ball and 2 other individuals from the UCLA basketball team got caught stealing sunglasses. Okay, I kid you not, sunglasses. Some of you might remember that. They got caught. They were subsequently arrested, but they were charged with theft. But by them being remember now, they're in a foreign country. Even though that they are American citizens, they are not Chinese citizens, so they have no rights. No rights. So what happened is that these young men, they were put on house arrest, which means they couldn't leave their hotel room. These guys, stealing sunglasses. They stole $80 worth of sunglasses. I'm trying to understand that frame of thinking. $80 for sunglasses? Really? So these guys were looking at 40 years in a Chinese prison. Hard labor, which means that these guys are going to a rock pit and breaking rocks for 10 hours a day. That's exactly what they were looking at. So the president at the time, Donald Trump, intervened. In fact, he happened to be in China when this situation developed. This man broke off from his normal from his scheduled detail to have a sit down with the Chinese president to discuss this situation. To discuss this. Now, all 3 of these guys are black. BLACK, black. Donald Trump had a conversation with the Chinese president. They came to an agreement. They came to an understanding, I should say. They came to an understanding. and these 3 boys came home. Now, make no mistake, they were expelled from UCLA and kicked off the basketball team. Okay, Lonzo Ball went on to he still went on to get drafted by the Lakers, but his numbers dropped. He dropped to the top 10 and he got drafted. But the point being is this, people. He intervened in the behalf of an American citizen who just happened to be black. Make no mistake, this man doesn't see, as far as this man is concerned, he doesn't see black or white, or he doesn't see black or white. He sees right or wrong. He sees what needs to be done and he does it. This is a businessman. These 4 women don't understand that because they're new to the game. Nancy Pelosi, who is the House Speaker, had to wrangle these wild zebras in when they're talking about impeachment and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. No, you're not going to do this. You're not going to. Nancy Pelosi had to get them under some type of control, like they're a bunch of teenage girls who just lost their minds. No. These are some of these 4 women are some of the 4 women who are raising holy hell about immigration. But as he said, go back to the communities that you came from and fix those problems, and then come to the Hill and tell me how to fix these bigger problems. If you can fix the smaller problems, then come and tell me how we can fix the bigger problems. Exactly what he's saying. He didn't say anything. And I've even asked people, tell me one single thing Donald J. Trump had said that was blatantly racist. You don't have any tapes of him calling anybody a nigger, jungle bunny, coon, wetback, spick, dago, wop. You don't have any of that. You know why? Because he's smart enough not to say it. Now, let me say this. If he is saying it, he's not saying it in public. And it's a number of us that are either listening to this show or watching this show that have said some things that don't nobody else but us alone. But or as I say, nobody else but you and God know what was said. What was said. Now, anybody that knows me knows this about me. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say it to your face, and I don't give a damn if you like it or not. I really don't. But that's just me, and that's just how I am. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm just keeping 100. If I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you I don't like you, and I'm going to give you a number of reasons on what and why, and it has nothing to do with your skin color. I had to tell a guy I tell people all the time in my business, don't get it confused because we happen to share the same skin color that we're brothers. No, we're not. We're not even friends. We're not even associates. You're just a guy that I work with or just somebody that I do business with. Don't get it confused. Sometimes we get the lay of the land. The lines get blurred because we go into a store and you're trying to get something on the slick and you say, oh, you know what? Come on, man. Look out for a brother. I tell him in a minute, I'm not your brother. You pay like everybody else. You do what everybody else, you do like everybody else. Very simply put, I don't know you that way. And some people, I don't want to know that way. This is no different than what this man is doing. He only wants the people that he can do business with. Or as they say, you can't have conversation with bro people. You just can't. When we're looking at the color, and once we look at the color and get past all the blurred lines and the rhetoric and the white noise and the foolishness, we'll be able to see things a little clearer. We have to fully understand where we are in the food chain, where we are on the totem pole, or where we're at concerning the food chain. We are at the bottom of the food chain, people. We are at the bottom of the totem pole. We always have. Not so much as that we always will, but we always have. And that's only because we refuse to elevate ourselves beyond the chaos. We spend too much time trying to emulate, just like this jackass fool out there doing a podcast with trying to run with my gear. Look, get your own. That you can't be me because you can't do what I do. This is where this is the same idea, the same concept that we have to have as a race, so as a species of people. We can't do what white people do. We can't even do what Hispanics do. We can't do it. And this is not this is not beating up on anyone who, or let me rephrase that. This is not crucifying anyone on what they do and how they do it. Okay. What's really mind-boggling is that, okay, for example, you'll see black women, and black women, this is directed at you. It's nothing wrong with a little highlight, a little color in your hair. But when you go with different colors, such as when you go with the hydroperoxide colored blonde hair, and you dark as soot, I got a problem with that. That means that you're trying to emulate someone else. When you are putting on the color contacts, and you're putting blue color contacts over your brown eyes, and you're adding the blonde hair once again, what are you doing? You look like, at that particular point, you're making yourself look like a lab experiment that has gone bad. Keep it natural, keep it real. Keep it natural, keep it real. We spend too much time trying to be someone else, trying to emulate someone else. When I'm when I'm an actor, as I said before, I'm an actor here in the city of Chicago, and I've worked on numerous TV shows and films. And when you're acting, or when you're a character, okay, and majority of the time I'm a police officer. It's not me emulating another police officer. No, that's me being me, as if this is what I'm doing. I am that person. At that particular point, I am Johnny Law. That's not emulating. That is you've created a different persona that fits into the mainstream. When we get past the noise, the rhetoric, the blurred lines, and start to look at ourselves, look at our inner self, and understand that every race on the face of this planet want to emulate us. They want to be us. They want the stamina. They want the stamina. They want the hair. They want the golden brown. The women. They want the voluptuousness. They want the shape. They want the physique, the build. They want all of these things, and they're angry that they can't have it. They're angry that they cannot have it. There's no need for you to go out and get breast enhancement, butt injections, because it's all natural. Keep it real. Keep it natural. Continue to be you. Create you. Don't create somebody else. Don't emulate. Don't try to copy somebody else, because make no mistake. That's why they call it a copy. It's not the original. Because when you continue to try to copy the original, it's only going to continue to turn out bad. Turn out bad. Work within yourself. Work, as they say, work within the confines of yourself. Build up your self-esteem as a black individual, as a black person. Build that. And then when you build on that, you can pass that down to the younger people. If you are a parent right now and you're sitting here and you're watching this show, you're listening to this show with your young children, educate them on who they are, not who they can be. Educate them on who they are. See, one of the smoke and mirrors that Obama created is saying that if I can be president, so can you. Let's make no mistake about that. Obama was not black. Obama was a plant to make us feel good about ourselves. They had to do something so to speak, they wanted us to stop complaining. So they had to put this jackass in there, because that's exactly what he is. Because make no mistake, this dude didn't grow up. He didn't grow up with a hard life. He did not. Neither did Michael. But Obama and Michael did not grow up with a hard life. No, they didn't. Anytime this dude can go to Harvard Law School, and not only that, but he becomes the top dude over there in the Harvard Law School, and the same thing with Michael. The same thing. That's not a hard life. That's not a hard life. Mine wasn't as hard, but it was difficult. I had to claw and scrape, go to college and try to get what I could get. But I didn't use my color as an excuse or a reason to not to advance. I don't play the race card, because it only creates more of a problem than of a solution. That's what it does. Make no mistake, that's exactly what it does. When we begin to educate ourselves on how this act, on what we need to do, look yourself in the mirror and understand that you are a beautiful, that you are a handsome, you're a handsome man, you're a beautiful woman. Just enhance it. Enhance that. You don't need to create anything else. You don't need to do that. Ladies, if you sitting at home and you ain't got nothing to do, read a book. Educate yourself. Expand your mind. Expand your mind. If you got a makeup kit, sit there, get your little bathroom mirror and sit there and play with your makeup. Just try different shades, different colors, whatever the case may be, because it's called enhancement. You're not doing that for your significant other. You're doing that for yourself. You're creating a level of self-awareness. You're creating a level of self-confidence that you are the true person of color, because you can do various things. Fellas, same thing. Get a shave, trim it up, whatever it is may do. You know what some of you are not, I'm not the going to the gym type of cat, but I try to keep some type of muscle on me or something. There's some of you guys out there I know for a fact if you was to die today or tomorrow, people will be out there on the corner shaking cups and beating on buckets to raise money to get you a suit to put you on the ground. Go get you. If you don't have a suit, go get you a suit. A man should have at least 1 or 2 suits. Enhance, elevate yourself. You don't need anybody. And the other thing is that as long as we continue to hold our heads down, that gives people an opportunity to put their foot on your neck. As long as you got your head up, they can never put their foot on you. Ladies, black ladies, you got to understand how the game is played and how these individuals are playing you. They are using you as their backbone. They're using you as their stepping stone, their footstool, their ladder to climb over you. And you, lacking the self-awareness, are continuously giving them a hand up. Giving them, don't be, ladies, don't be the one standing there holding the ladder while other people are going up and elevate and elevating themselves. This Me Too thing is. And then once, because this don't have nothing to do with you in color. This has to do with keep pushing black women of color, the true women of color, to the back of the line while everybody else progresses. Color. You got to see it. You have to look beyond that. These people are not your friends. They are not your sisters. As they say, Danny Davis just came to my mind. Danny Davis said, all of they are his words were, they are your sisters in the struggles. I looked at him, I said, you know what? If I didn't want to go to jail, if I was there and I didn't want to go to jail, I'd have punched that nigga in his mouth. I'd have knocked all his teeth to the back of his head and yanked him out the other end, and I wouldn't even be violating his constitutional rights. He sounded like an absolute fool. Make no mistake, ladies. Make no mistake. They are not your sisters, and they are not help. They are helping you struggle by filling your mind and head with foolishness that you can be independent. No man is an island. No one is an island. And that's what these 4 women are creating, that type of environment. It's nothing wrong with having your sense of having your independence. I'm all for that. I'm all for a person having their independence. But sometimes you can take that independence to a point to where you begin to shut people out. You begin to alienate individuals and then you're allowing other people to add certain things into your Kool-Aid. You're allowing them to add other things to your Kool-Aid, and the killing part about it, you keep drinking it. I want y'all to think about that. People keep adding things to our Kool-Aid, and we keep drinking it. Think about that. But I see the lights in the distance and the helicopters have landed, and that means that's all the time we have here on iHeart Intellectual Radio, the Chronicles of Rohn. Hey, I hope that you all take what I'm saying seriously and really letting it soak in. And as our tagline here at the station, it says, feed your brain. Keyword, feed your brain. This is what we have to continue to do. If we're going to survive as a species of people, this is what we have to understand, where we're at and who is in our way. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. So, to my sponsors, hey, Captain Hooks, hey, get yourself down there, get you some really, really good food. This guy knows he throws it down. So shout out to my man Alex over there. Hey, 85th and Cottage Grove, 103rd and King Drive, and 15922 South Kedzie, and Markham. Nubian Beauty of Hair, check out their products at their website at luxuryhairdirect.com/by/Nubian4. And in closing, not my monkey, not my circus. See y'all next week.
Atomic batteries to power.
To the Batmobile.
Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.